Very good evening to all. So, welcome to day 23 session, state level pre online PG entrance coaching for MCOM. Welcome to today's resource person, Dr. G.Samatha Madam, Assistant Professor of Commerce from Telangana Social Welfare Residential Degree College for Women, Karimnagar. On behalf of the SRR Government Arts and Science College and Kakatiya Government College, Hanamkonda, and Telangana Commerce Association, we thanks to accepting as a resource person for this state level free online platform, madam. Thank you for accepting the as acted as a resource person for rendering your services to the MCOM aspirants from the across the Telangana. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, sir.
ఓకే నేను మీకు హోస్ట్ ఇస్తాను మేడం ఐ విల్ జస్ట్ మినిట్ ఓకే
Okay, sir.
హోస్ట్ ఇచ్చాను మేడం ఓకే
Okay, sir. I'll check.
డియర్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ప్లీజ్ ఆన్ యువర్ వీడియోస్ సో విల్ టేక్ వన్ ఆర్ టూ స్క్రీన్ షాట్స్ మేడం విల్ స్టార్ట్ ది సెషన్ బిఫోర్ ది స్టార్ట్ సెషన్ జస్ట్ మ్యూట్ ఆన్ యువర్ వీడియోస్ శ్రీనివాస్ సార్ ఏమైనా మాట్లాడతారా
Okay, sir. Hearty welcome once again, madam, from organizing committee. Thank you for accepting our invitation and present on Zoom platform for the sake of the commerce students who are going to attempt MCOM entrance throughout the state. We are hearty welcome. Dear students, please listen carefully. Our exam will be, we have to write soon. That's why each and every class and each and every word is very important. Your success are get into best college or not best college decides only with 1 mark. That's why every mark and every class is important. You don't feel boredom because of all the lectures are familiar content. That's why you may be turned into boredom. You don't do like that. You participate actively. Okay? Right. Thank
Okay,
you,
schedule
sir. Thank you,
already
madam.
on-
Heartily welcome once again, madam.
already
Good evening,
schedule
sir.
released.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting.
So on July 7th, MCOM entrance exam is there. So that's why we are also rescheduled the remaining sessions. So kindly utilize the remaining classes and already uploaded all the uh, Zoom classes in the YouTube also. So you can utilize that facility also. Okay. Thank you, madam, once again. Please start the session.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, madam, it is visible.
Yeah, sir. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
You click on present mode, madam.
Good evening, ma'am.
Presentation mode. You click on presentation mode, madam.
Wait, sir. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your cursor will be drop down. Come down. Cursor will come down and click on the cup or the presentation. Here, the sound beside the sound.
వాల్యూమ్ ఉంది కదా మేడం, మీరు ఏం లేదు, స్టార్ట్ ది ఫుల్ స్క్రీన్ అనండి, ఇట్ విల్ బి మోర్ కన్వీనియంట్ టు ది స్టూడెంట్స్. ఈ నోట్స్ అండ్ కామెంట్స్ పక్కన కింద వాల్యూమ్ పక్కన ఉంది కదా మేడం, స్పీకర్ 69% పక్కన, అది క్లిక్ చేయండి. ఓకే మేడం.
ఇదా సార్?
మీ వాల్యూమ్ పక్కన మైనస్ ఉంది కదా, మైనస్ పక్కన ఒకటి అది ఉంది కదా మేడం, ఐకాన్.
పప్పులా ఉంటుంది మేడం. స్పోర్ట్స్
ఇంకా లెఫ్ట్ మధ్య జరగండి మేడం, లెఫ్ట్.
లిటిల్ బిట్ లెఫ్ట్.
ఇక్కడ మీ వాల్యూమ్ పక్కన మైనస్ పక్కన ఒక ఐకాన్ ఉంది కదా, బుక్, దాని పక్కన మేడం. ఓకే.
Beside one.
Is it not audible, sir?
Audible,
clear,
madam.
madam. Your audio is very clear.
Right.
Screen also clear, sir?
Very clear. You may show your side panel or not, as your wish.
మీకు
Yeah, I'll
అసలు అన్ని
continue like this, sir.
ఓకే.
Okay,
ఓకే
continue,
మేడం,
madam.
as your
You don't
convenience.
be,
Okay.
you don't be get into inconvenience. You present your own what you wish to plan. Okay, madam. According to your plan, you
No,
go
no, sir.
ahead.
That PPT. Okay, sir. Thank you. But the PPT is visible or not, sir?
Visible, madam.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Welcome, madam.
organizers, for giving the opportunity to interact with the aspirants of MCOM. Once again, I also welcome all the students for the today's session. That is especially meant these 4 days for research methodology and project report. And previous 2 days were covered by Satish sir, related to the research work. Now, today and tomorrow, I will discuss the reports. The half of the research reports is completed in the yesterday's session and day before session. Today and tomorrow, we'll discuss the remaining 50% of the syllabus. And I think you are aware of this changed syllabus for this research methodology. Previously, it was confined to only 2 to 3 marks. Now it is increased to 10 marks. So the scope for this subject has been increased. You can utilize to the maximum extent because the syllabus is very less. You have already studied the 2 units which were there along with your project report. I think all of you have submitted your project report also. Am I right, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can
Yes,
chat or you can answer to me. Okay. Today's in session, we are going to discuss the syllabus which is given for the CPGET. That is types of reports, parts and contents of the report, format of reports. Especially in the types of reports, they have mentioned business reports and academic reports. And last part is essentials of good report writing. This is a very less syllabus, but it is having more contents, right? So we can easily learn all these contents because before learning this, you might have practiced about the reports. Am I right? You have submitted your project report in the final semester, that is in the 6th semester, which is having 100 marks for you, right? 50 marks for the report work and 50 marks for the theory examination. So in that 50 marks, whatever the dissertation you have submitted, you might have come across what we are going to discuss today and tomorrow. Okay? Okay, students? Can anyone respond?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just can anybody give what are their dissertation titles which were submitted in the 6th semester? Titles of your dissertations?
Mahalakshmi Free Bus Scheme, ma'am. I have worked.
Oh, very nice. Anyone else? What you have studied, Ma, about Mahalakshmi scheme?
Ma'am,
Tax
whether
saving
it is
schemes in
saving
HDFC
money,
Bank, ma'am. My project is.
whether it is benefiting the society, like women, like that we have studied. I have prepared Google Forms and I I have selected 50 members as sample size, and then I'll distributed those and let them fill the forms
Okay,
and the
very good, very good. Social problem you have taken. Very
yes,
nice. And what were your conclusions, Ma?
ma'am.
What were the conclusions or findings you have drawn in that project?
Ma'am, it is very beneficial to women. Earlier, women used to stay at home, but nowadays, men let them to travel in buses and do their works because charges are no zero charges, no, ma'am.
Yeah,
They are
okay.
letting women
So
to come.
from the okay, okay. So from the perspective of woman, you have done it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Right, right. Nice, nice one.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So at least one of you have done the live project, right? Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll get into the syllabus. Uh, so what is the report as per your practice or as per your knowledge from the books or from the lectures? What is the report?
Ma'am, whatever we have done theoretically, that we should present in something in a written format so that we can conclude and we can explain to someone that we have done like this, like that.
Right. Theoretically, what you are going to do, why we are going to do it, research we are going to do, right? That is the practical part. And
Yes,
that practical part, what we are doing in practice, that we are going to present to the next party. That means
yes,
who are the readers or who are the listeners, who are the needy people, that we are going to present in a particular format, right? Because whatever we are practicing, that may not automatically inform what we are doing, what comes, what are the findings, what is the observation, what is the result of it, how you have done this, all things we have to present in a particular format, right? That we can call it as a document. So in general, a report is a formal document that presents information in a systematic manner. Whatever the work, whatever the research we have done, that also we have to present in a particular manner or a documented manner or a systematic manner. And to present this research information also, if you are presenting in a systematic manner, what are the things what we have to include? How you have to present is most important. See, you might have done the research, right? You got a particular idea, you might got a solution for the problem that is there in the society, or just now you have discussed about the Mahalakshmi scheme. So whatever you have observed, without presenting it in a particular written format or in a soft copy or whatever it is, that is not going to meet the problem, right? So
yes,
whatever the things, whatever the data you have collected, whatever the analysis, whatever the graph, whatever the opinions you have collected, either in the primary data level or secondary data level, that you are going to present in a systematic manner. So that systematic manner presentation, we call it as report. And why we have to present in a systematic manner means, or a systematic way means, it discusses our work, or it discusses a solution for the problem that we have taken it as an objective of a project or a research or a desert. So in various areas in society, let us take in different areas or different backgrounds or uh, different levels, we are going to face the problems. So for every problem, everyone will strike for the solution. So unknowingly, they are doing the research for the problem that is identified. So that identified problem, whatever the solution we are thinking, or we are concluding, or we are getting a work, or we are finding a way to solve that problem, that we are presenting in a particular format. And that format, we are calling it as a report. And this is used in all the fields, in all the areas, in all the sectors, right? So the exact definition that we have taken right now is, which is given by the Coons and O'Donnell. What is report? A documentation in which By the purpose of providing information, specified problem is researched and analyzed and concluded. Thoughts sometimes references are also going to be presented. Right? So first the problem is identified, and for that problem or to solve that problem or to give a solution, we are going to collect the information, right? And this information we are going to research and we are going to analyze. Based on the researches and based on the analytical skills, whatever the conclusions we are drawing, that we are presenting to the next party or to the needy one or to the required things or to the readers, right? That is called report. Or in general, you can also say it as a report gives solution in a systematic manner for the problem which is identified to take the decision. Okay, so that is report. Now, what are the general characteristics? How you can say that this is the project report? What it should consist of? ఏం ఉండాలి ప్రాజెక్ట్ రిపోర్ట్ అని అంటే, already you have done it. You have divided or classified the total information into 5 units, right? And those 5 units, how you have made into different units, what it consists, all these are identified as characteristics, right? The first characteristic is purpose of study. Without any objective, without any purpose, the project is not going to be conducted. That is not going to be presented. Simply to have an idea or simply without any objective, no one will collect the information. So there should be some purpose, there should be some problem, there should be an identification of requirement, there should be something which is to be solved. That is called purpose. So every project should have a common purpose and it should have clarity, conciseness, and coherence. The project should be presented in clear. The objectives should be mentioned very clearly. The statement of problem should be very clearly identified. And according to that, we have to collect the information. And according to that only, we have to present in the project. And it should be very clearly mentioned in the project relation in between the project problem and the objective and the findings, right? And it should emphasize or stress on the important aspects of the data that is collected, analysis of the data that they have collected, and the findings or conclusions. So you should, I think you have collected the 5 units, right? So the very first unit is going to be introduction. And the second unit, most of the students will go with the either conceptual framework or the information about the company. So the conceptual framework or the company information, these are the secondary data, right? So we may not stress on the secondary data because the research goes into the primary data, which or you can say the related data identified with the problem. So when we are doing the project, we are not going to stress on the company information more. We are going to stress more on the objectives, right? Suppose, for example, just now you have said the impact of Mahalakshmi scheme or the advantages of Mahalakshmi scheme. So when you have studied the Mahalakshmi scheme, you might have given the information about the scheme. But the total project may not stress on the Mahalakshmi scheme. You are going to, what do you say, stress or you are going to give importance about the advantages or how it is useful or how it is beneficial or how it is going to be related with the society, right? Not only just about the scheme. Scheme was already introduced by the government. The flaws and the benefits are already given, but how it is useful from the perspective. If you are studying from the point of woman, how it is beneficial. If you are studying from the point of view of the total society, that is male and female, whether it is beneficial or not, right? So the important aspect is from the point, from the aspect from where you are going to do the research. And it should be free from technical or statistical jargon. Statistical or technical jargon means some people, a group of people will use the words which are shortlisted or shortcut, like your SMS, which may not be understood by everyone, right? Suppose if I say KOC, what is KOC? We don't know. I know the abbreviation of KOC, right? KYC, you know. What is KYC?
Know your customer.
Know your customer.
Very good. Very good. KYC is the repeated word and usual word. KOC is not used by everyone. It is a shortcut of one particular subject. So we are not going to use that. That is called statistical jargon. Avoid grammatical, spelling, geographical errors. That is the common thing. And assumptions should be clear. Assumptions means because social sciences are prevailing in the society, and society is the laboratory for the social sciences. We are doing experiments in the laboratory called society, where we cannot keep all the things which are influencing the things, are influencing the title what we have selected. So that's why we make the remaining factors as assumptions. For example, if you are studying about the demand of a particular product, let us say BCom. If you are studying about the demand of a particular BCom subject, BCom course, there are other factors which are going to influence, like arts groups are there, and other innovative subjects are going to be there, right? And how many number of students are there from the CEC background? How many are interested towards the PG accountancy courses like that? So what we are doing when we are concentrating on the demand of BCom course, the remaining all aspects or factors we are going to assume as constant. So while studying the project also, while doing the research also, the emphasized aspect is to be concentrated. The remaining aspects are to be assumed as constant, right? So words with specific meaning should be defined. I have given example also. Lead. This we can take in the science as well as management. Lead is a particular type of substance if you speak in the terms of physics, right? Science. But we take it as lead in the management, right? So if you are not mentioning the word clearly, this creates an ambiguity in the research. So it should be very clearly defined. In the same way, bark also. Next, organized in a meaningful manner. So first, if you are collecting the information, we'll write the objective. According to that objective, will collect the information. It doesn't mean that if you are presenting conclusions first, then collection of data, then objective, it goes wrong. So first you have to decide statement of problem, and according to that problem, we have to decide the objective, and according to that, we have to collect the information. So this is a systematic way, right? And ambiguity and multiple meanings, illusion should be avoided and should adhere to the guidelines, because project is followed in a systematic manner. If you are missing, right, in a systematic manner, that is not called as a project. So it should be in a systematic manner. What are the essentials of a project report style? There are different styles in a project report. We'll go into the different styles when you go into the different types of reports. Academic reports are there, formal reports are there, informal reports are going to be there, business reports are going to be there, decision reports are going to be there, right? Organization or individuals will prepare different types of projects, different types of reports according to their requirement. So every report has its own style. For example, in academic report, we'll prepare abstract. Abstract means the miniature report of the total research what you have done. When it comes to the business report, we call it as executive summary, right? It has different meanings, different styles. So, what are the essentials of these reports? Every report should follow a different style. Layout should be, that means the allocation of units, the structure of the units, the structure of the problem, the structure of the presentation of data. This is called layout. So, accuracy, clarity, readability, and review, all these are the essentials of report. Because these are easy terms, I'm not stressing more on all these. If you have any doubts in any of these aspects, please stop me and ask me. Okay. Next, purpose of research report. Why we have to prepare the report? Why we have prepared is, see, you have prepared your project reports in the 6th semester. Why you have prepared? Just to get the marks?
More
Because
knowledge.
lecturers have
With
given,
curiosity, ma'am. We have intention to know something.
okay, because you are given the instruction by the university or the lecturers, you have done it.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Why the university has given them?
To encourage next generations to know more about different kinds of things.
Right.
Like,
To
to let the
implement
future
practical
generations
knowledge.
to build.
Very good, very good. To have practical exposure. So when you are doing the project, you are selecting different types of topics. So why you are selecting topics? Because you identified it as a problem, or you identified that particular activity requires a particular solution, or you might have a particular area interest, or in future what you want to see in that particular area. So all these ideas led to select that particular topic. Of course, university has mentioned. Of course, you have marks. Of course, faculty has insisted. But apart from all these, why all these aspects are key means to have a practical exposure and to increase the decision making or analytical skills among the students. When you have identified, see how you got an idea to do Mahalakshmi scheme, or comparative analysis, or impact of social media, or financial statement, or primary data. So all these, what here? Purpose. There should be some purpose in the society for every particular project. Simply we are not going to do it. See, there are different operations, different levels of functions. So to have a keen idea, to observe that particular activity, to observe that operations, we are going to select that area, right? Or if a problem is identified, for example, what is the impact of social media on students? This is one of your topic or one of your title, let us say. Why you want to select this title? Because this is the practicing day to day, every day, or uh, as the time passes, the impact of social media is increasing on the students' performance. So why don't you take it as a particular topic and study or do research on that particular topic so that you can learn what are the benefits that are there with the social media and what are the limitations or drawbacks that are there with the social media on education sector. So to have that result or to have that solution, you are going to select. This is the guideline for future course. Feedback regarding various aspects, controls, processes to know about this, right? So on a particular problem, if you are identified or if you have any issue related to your academics or related to your subjects, related to your area, related to a particular company, so all these are identified and research is done, right? Or it helps you to make decisions. That's what I am saying. If you are doing a research on a particular topic, it helps you to make conclusions. It makes you to draw some findings. ఫైండింగ్స్ ఏమి ఇస్తారు మీరు? అది చదివి అదే డాటా కలెక్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత you will analyze. So what is going on? What is the impact? Whether it is good for all the society or whether it is beneficial only for the woman Mahalakshmi scheme, or whether it is beneficial for the RTC also, whether it is beneficial for the government, whether it is giving good results in profitable mode for the RTC, right? Whether the debts or the freeness are going to be met by the government or not, or is there any implication on remaining sector? So these are all decision making you are going to consider. So to convince the reader or to sell an idea, right? Suppose if you found a particular problem, and if you are unable to, an old man was standing in a particular market, right? Okay, old man market lo kanpinchadu. He is selling the products, right? He is unable to meet his profits. Throughout the day, he is unable to sell at least 1 unit of his products. So, to make him earn more profits, you have an idea. So, what is that idea? You have to give it to that particular man. So, how do you get the idea? When you observe him, when you study about the products, when you study about the demand, when you study about the price, are the marketing strategies, are the locational strategies, are relative strategies. If you study and if you sell that idea, that will be beneficial for him, right? So in this way, you are going to analyze and give a solution for the problem. There are number of researchers which gave solutions for different types of social problems. And there are principles. These are the general principles which you have to follow while preparing the research report. We have already discussed the purpose. Purpose means the objective, the aim, and the organization, or you can take the individual or the society also, for whom, because when you are identifying the solution, it should meet the objective of the opposite person, right? And that opposite person can be organization or individual or society. Brevity means what here? The conciseness, very short. You should not present your research work in a lump sum of papers or hundreds of papers. If what do you want to say about your research, that should be very concise. A lengthy report may not show interest, right? A lengthy report may not give correct conclusions. A lengthy report may not give solution for a particular problem. So it should be concise, and it should be very clear, and it should be scheduling. Scheduling means the gap between data collection and the conclusion should be very short, because once you have collected the data, that data gives the reliable information related to that present situation. See, Mahalakshmi scheme information you have collected right now or in this year or in the last year, but you are going to present the project report after 2 years, after 3 years. So what is the use of it? By that time, the total information becomes obsolete, right? So outdated. It may not be useful for the purpose what you have collected. And it should be cost effectiveness. Okay? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. So these are the next topic, types of reports. The general types of reports we are going to discuss. After that, in your syllabus, two special types are given. So in general, formal, informal, informational, analytical, routine, special, technical, and research reports. So about these reports, we are going to discuss. Okay. So first one is formal reports and informal reports. What is a formal report and what is informal report? Formal report, which is given by the requirement according to the organization, right? Informal reports are the routine reports without any requirement. The day-to-day are as per the schedule they are going to be prepared. Okay. So what are the main differences? Actually, the informal report, what should be the length of the informal report? It should be very short. And this question, previously it was asked in the CPGET 21 or 22. I don't exactly remember. It was asked that what is the length of the informal report? It should be in between 1 to 3 pages. When it comes to the formal report, you can present more than 5 pages, more than 50 pages also. And what is the structure of informal report? There is no definite structure for informal report. You can present because it is a day-to-day or routine report. When you take the example, progress report, everybody knows it. Progress report, when it is going to be presented for every quarter, for half yearly, for yearly, the students' progress report are going to be presented. What is the structure? Different organization, different institutions will follow different structures, right? But when it comes to the formal report, research report, or annual report, or your financial statements are going to be there. There is a structure to present financial report, financial statements. So only those structures we have to follow in formal report. Purpose. What is the purpose? Routine. Every day, day to day requirements. What are they? They are going to be met with informal. For formal research, analytical and decision making. If you want to take a decision regarding a particular aspect, then you have to go with research report, right? And who are going to do this? Internal staff or managers when it comes to the business report. And formal reports are going to be senior managers or clients means who are in need. And external stakeholders means everybody who are going to take part in the business, right? And what is the language of it? The conversational, but it should be a little bit of professional. But when it comes to the formal report, it should be highly professional, right? We cannot say that the Mahalakshmi scheme is good. That is a routine, a conversational conclusion. But when it comes to the professional language, the impact of Mahalakshmi scheme is beneficial to the all ladies or women who are going to use this transportation for day-to-day activities. This is professional, right? So for informal, I have given examples, and for formal also I have given examples. Second one, routine and special reports. As we have discussed, informal reports are sometimes routine reports, and they are going to be prepared regularly. Sometimes sales reports are going to be there, or you can regular notes or your problems related to your subjects which are going to be prepared for every frequent time, right? These are routine. Special means whenever there is requirement only, they are going to prepare the reports. Okay. Next, informational and analytical reports. Informational report gives only information related to the research. What you have done. We have collected the data from the 50 respondents or 100 respondents, and that information just simply we are providing. When it comes to the analytical reports, not only the collection of data, using techniques, sometimes statistical techniques, sometimes financial techniques related to your data, we are going to use those techniques and we are going to analyze. Is there any relation between the profits of RTC and Mahalakshmi scheme? That if you want to conclude, you have to correlate two things. What are the profits of the RTC and the benefits are the loss that is incurred or whatever the expenditure that is incurred on account of Mahalakshmi scheme. So both we are relating and we are analyzing. So here we are using the correlation. Correlation is a technique of analysis. Simply, if you are collecting the data and presenting, that comes under informational report. So depending on the requirement, uh, the researcher will use informational or analytical reports. But whereas informational report may not help you to take decisions, analytical reports will help you to take the decision, right? And wherever there is requirement of uh, decision immediately that is to be taken or urgently required, there you are going to do the, or there you are going to present in a analytical form. So the examples, attendance report, it is just information, right? How many students are present today, how many participants are there in Zoom meeting, 73, right? This is simply an informational report. Now, evaluation report, throughout 1 month or 1.5 months, these classes are going on. How many participants are there? How many aspirants are there every day? How many utilized it? How many learned these aspects? If you are going to give complete picture of this, you have to evaluate. That is evaluation. Our cause and effect, our cost and benefit, our sales, what is the advertisement and what is the sales. So all these are reports which are related to analytical. Next, this is asked in your CPGET syllabus specially because in syllabus it is mentioned business report and research report. That's why I have taken it specially. Business report. Who will prepare the business report? The name itself is given,
Business.
right? Right. Whenever there is a problem in the business, whenever a company finds a problem, whenever there is a problem in a various functional areas of business, different businesses, there we have to prepare the business. And the report prepared by the business or by for the requirements of business, that is called business report. And it should be formal, a formal document which gives information or which gives findings, which recommends or which suggests or which gives analysis to help the business to take decisions is called business report, right? Why we have to prepare the business report? Because to take the decisions, it helps. Business report helps you to take the decision. Management will take the decision. See, if a business is running in a particular area, whether extra branch, a new branch is to be opened in any other area or not. If you want to get more profits, whether your business is to be expanded or not. If you want to get more profits, whether you have to introduce one more product or you have to increase your price, what is your decision? How you are going to increase your profits? So to give the answer for this question, you have to do the research, right? You have to do the locational research. You have to do the price. You have to do the research on prices. You have to do the research on expansional strategies. So whichever gives more profits, that you have to select. That is called to helps in the decision making operations or to evaluate your performances, right? So related to your business, whatever the decision if you want to take, whatever the problem you have identified, for that the research is made, and if you are presenting it, that you call it as business report, right? And in depth, when you go into that business report, there is a structure of business report, and this is the general structure of every report. Even in our dissertation, whatever the project report you have presented at the graduation level, post graduation level, or in further levels also, the general structure is going to be there for every business report. One by one, that also we'll discuss. But for business report, see the 10 points, whatever these are common points for every report. Title page. I know what is title. You might have experienced the title page where you might have seen your name, your supervisor's name, the title of your project report, the university emblem, the duration of your course. That is called title page. Executive summary, that's what we have discussed. This is also called as abstract. One by one, we are going to discuss all this. But just remember, the business report will have the general structure that is to be there for every report. Understood, all of you? Because in depth, I have prepared slides for this one by one. So we are going to discuss. And next is features of business report. These features we have already discussed in the general characteristics of project report also. Objective, accurateness, conciseness, professionalism should be there. And it should solve the problems which helps the decision making. And in business report, of course, business reports helps you to take decision, and whatever the data you are collected, simply in text terminology, it won't help the decision makers to take the decisions. That's why the collected data is going to be presented in a diagrammatic ways or graphical ways. So in general, business reports will also going to include tables, charts, and graphs. Next, come to the academic reports. Even in academic reports also, we are going to follow the same structure. The main difference is in academic reports, we are going to concentrate the problems of academics, institutions, society. Yes, any doubt? So in academic reports, the project report which is prepared related to the educational purpose, related to the academics, related to the society, related to the humanities. So that project report, we call it as academic report. Specifically, if the project is, our report is presented for business, we call it as business report. Academics, we call it as academic reports. So the progress reports, your dissertations, the marks, the results analysis, the subject-wise emphasis, right? The department-wise activities, all these are called as academic reports. So academic reports are also sometimes research based and they need evidence. And remember, for academic reports, logical structure must be going to be there. Logical structure, because cause and effect, because we are concentrating. Why you need progress report? Why we need progress report? Why we need dissertation? Am I audible? Please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So why we require all these academic reports? ఎందుకు అవసరం మనకి? See, progress report is the last stage of your academic year, right? So based on that report, you will be promoted for the next level. So there is a logic between the assessment of the current year and promotion to the next year, right? So that should be a logic. So logical structure is going to be there, and academic report should use the academic language, right? The student is very innocent. The student is very clever. Can you present in these sentences in this academic reports? Yes, Ajay.
No, madam, no.
Please, what is your doubt? Do you have doubt?
Madam, no. Sorry.
Okay. So in academic language, we are not going to say clever, right? How do you present it? the student has scored 90% in subject research methodology out of 100 marks, right? This is the academic language. In general, we have to use the academic language. Proper citation and referencing means review of literature. If already your topic has been done by others previously, previous works, you have to mention that and you have to give that citation. That is called review of literature. Most of the academic reports are going to include, and without this review of literature, there won't be any academic reports. Business report may not include this review of literature, but academic reports specifically, they are going to include proper citation or referencing means review of literature. Means the topic, whatever you have selected, that might have studied or presented by some others in previous studies in different angles or in different perspectives. So related to your topic, whatever the works that have been done, that you are going to mention in your project, right? So impact of social media on students we are studying, right? Social media is useful for the student, or should it be introduced as a subject in academics or not? This is one more perspective, right? Whether it is to be introduced as one of the subject or not, that is one angle. Is it has any impact on the students or not? This is another angle. సో ఎక్స్ అనేవాడు ఒక యాంగిల్లో చేస్తారు, వై అనేవాళ్ళు ఇంకొక యాంగిల్లో చేస్తారు. బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు మెన్షన్ ద ప్రీవియస్ స్టడీస్ ఇన్ యువర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ప్రాపర్ citation and referencing. Now coming to the actual structure of the project report. Just by looking or having a glance on this slide, you might recollect what you have done in your project.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. This in the orientation of project report itself, we are going to explain all this. What is to be there in the project report. And you have already practiced. I need not stress more on each and everything. But these are the general 10 points or parts which should be there in a report. So one by one we'll discuss. First one comes to the title page. Have you prepared this title for
Yes,
your
ma'am.
project report? Right. What is going to be there on title page?
మేడం వన్ డౌట్ మేడం.
Yes, please.
మేడం ఈ స్ట్రక్చర్ అన్ని రిపోర్ట్స్ కనెక్ట్ ఉంటుందా మేడం?
Structure?
స్ట్రక్చర్ ఆఫ్ రిపోర్ట్ వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ బిజినెస్ రిపోర్ట్ అండ్ అకాడమిక్ రిపోర్ట్స్ కన్నిటికి సేమే ఉంటుందా మేడం?
కొంచెం చేంజ్ ఉంటుందమ్మా. జస్ట్ నౌ ఐ హావ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. నో బిజినెస్ రిపోర్ట్ ఉందనుకోండి, ఆల్మోస్ట్ ద కంటెంట్స్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి సేమ్, బట్ ద నేమ్స్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి డిఫరెంట్. నేను మీకు ముందు వస్తుంటే చెప్తూ ఉంటాను, ఓకేనా?
ఓకే మేడం.
ఈ టైటిల్ పేజ్ ఉంది చూసారా? సి వాట్ యు హావ్ రిటన్ ఎ రిపోర్ట్ ఆన్ టైటిల్ అంటే ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ సోషల్ మీడియా ఆన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అని రాస్తున్నాం. మనం ఇక్కడ ఏం రాస్తున్నాం? ఏ రిపోర్ట్ ఆన్ ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ సోషల్ మీడియా ఆన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అని రాస్తున్నాం. బట్ ఫర్ బిజినెస్ రిపోర్ట్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ఏ రిపోర్ట్ ఆన్. It is going to be the particular aspect, whatever it is given. What is that? Report on sales of X company, right? Report of sales on X company. So here manam em chestunam, academic reports lo there are some structures. And one more thing, I have given abstract and winter. నెక్స్ట్ కమింగ్ వస్తుంది, దాంట్లో కూడా చెప్తా. సో ఇక్కడ ఏముంటుంది రిపోర్ట్ లో? సూపర్వైజర్ నేమ్, యువర్ నేమ్ అండ్ యువర్ ఐడి నంబర్, రైట్? యువర్ కోర్స్, యూనివర్సిటీ నేమ్, emblem, that is logo of university. So all these are going to be there in the academic report. Business report lo the university logo won't be there. Instead of that, the company logo is going to be there. And in business report, supervisor won't be there, right? the researcher name and the reader name or the company required name is going to be there. And the time duration, if related to your report, if time is necessary, they'll mention the time. Otherwise, they don't mention on the time, right? So here, according to the type of report, the information changes, but the structure is going to be almost the same. అర్థమైందమ్మా?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Someone asked me the doubt. స్ట్రక్చర్ ఇలాగే ఉంటుంది, కానీ దాంట్లో ప్రెజెంట్ చేసే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనేది కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంటుంది, రైట్? అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ టేబుల్ ఆఫ్ కంటెంట్స్. దిస్ వి ఆల్సో, మీ అందరి దగ్గర టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, సబ్జెక్ట్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్, రైట్? సో వాట్ విల్ బి రిటన్ ఆన్ ద టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్? ఇవి సేమ్ ఉంటాయి, but it is going to be mentioned as index. Am I right? First unit, what is the page number?
Yes.
What is the name of the second unit? What is the name of the unit? What is the page number? Yes. So here, there, in textbook, we are calling it as index. And here, we are mentioning it as table of contents, because in research, whatever the structure we have mentioned, sometimes that structure is going to be expanded and sometimes it is going to be concised. But all these are going to be mentioned very clearly. And for every research, as the first unit concerns the important things, that means what is the purpose of your research, objectives, what are the natures, what is the nature, what is the scope of it, what is the statement of problem that you have identified. So everything, just if you want to have a glance about your research, instead of going each and every page out of 100 pages, if you want to select, this table of contents will give a clear-cut idea. And it is compulsory to mention the address page of every information that you have presented in the report. And that address page, we call it as table of contents. Next, this one, third one is executive summary or abstract. Generally, we call academic research lo chese total work or business report lo chese total work. Sometimes it is to be presented as a short note, or you can call it as a miniature work. మొత్తం ఒక రిపోర్ట్ ప్రిపేర్ చేసి, ప్రాజెక్ట్ రిపోర్ట్ యూ హ్యావ్ ప్రెజెంటెడ్ ఇన్ 50 or 60 or 100 pages. But simply if I ask, what is your project? You have to present in a 300 to 500 words. That means the total work you are making into short. And that short prepared work, we call it as executive summary or abstract. That is a concise summary of the total report. If your time is very less, or if instead of reading all the papers, if you want to get a clear idea what it suggests or what you want to learn, that is called a short note that we are preparing, which includes why you have prepared, what is the methodology you have used in that project, what are the general data you have collected, how you have analyzed, what are your major findings and conclusions, right? And why, what are the final suggestions you want to give, and what are the keywords which are new to this topic, that all you have to mention. For this, I have given one example, right? See, example of a business report I have given. This is the abstract or executive summary. This total work has been done by some person and it is presented in a 8 to 10 pages, right? But that total work is given or presented in this 4 to 500 words. So what is that here? What it is saying, this report examines the impact of digital marketing on the purchasing behavior of consumers in retailing industry. So digital market impact emundi on consumer behavior, right? And how the social media influences the consumers. For that, what he has taken, what is the data? Objective we have, what is the objective? To study how online advertising and social media promotions influence customer behavior. That is objective. And methodology, see 100 consumers with interviews, right? And what are the findings? Greatest influence on consumer purchasing decisions, followed by email marketing and online advertisement. So major findings enti? Email marketing and online advertisements are influencing more, right? Which helps to increase the sales. So everything is covered or not? So what they are suggesting, what they are concluding, digital marketing is an effective tool for attracting or retaining customers when used ethically and strategically. So objective is given, methodology is given, analysis is given, right? Findings are given and conclusion is given, right? So which is presented in 1 or 2 paragraphs and where keywords are also there. See, digital marketing, consumer behavior, retail industry. So this is called abstract or executive summary. And next one is introduction part. Now, what is introduction? What is included in the first unit? The project report consists of first, generally students will follow 4 or 5 units, right? So the first part we call it as introduction part. ఏముంటాయి introduction లో? How do you start your project report? The first one is background of the study, right? The topic, if you say digital marketing or analysis of financial statements or consumer behavior or initial public offer, right? Or the risk and returns of particular shares. So all these are the topic. Before starting your research work, first what you want to say, you want to introduce about your topic to the reader. రిపోర్ట్ లో ప్రెజెంట్ చేసేటప్పుడు మీ రీసెర్చ్ ప్రెజెంట్ చేసే కన్నా ఫస్ట్ ఆ టాపిక్ గురించి యూ వాంట్ టు ఇంట్రడ్యూస్. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్. అండ్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ వాట్ హియర్? ఫస్ట్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టడీ, అంటే ఎక్కడి నుండి మనకు ఆ టాపిక్ వచ్చింది, దాని ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఏంటి. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ పర్పస్. వై యూ వాంట్ టు సెలెక్ట్? పర్పస్ మీన్స్ వాట్ హియర్? నీడ్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ స్టడీ. మీరు ఆల్రెడీ మెన్షన్ చేసి ఉంటారు. Introduction, need, objectives, nature, scope, right? Review of literature, research methodology, limitations, chapterization, right? All these will come under introduction. Purpose means need of the study. Why you want to study, right? Digital marketing requirement is there. That's why digital marketing has evolved. But why you want to do research in digital marketing? That is the purpose of your study. Objective. Objective means what here? Your aim. What you want to achieve. Whether you want to see the implications of digital marketing, whether you want to learn about the digital marketing, whether you want to relate digital marketing with the profit making of company. So what is your objective? That is, according to that objective, you have to do the research. So you have to mention purpose, objective, scope means what? The boundaries, right? The boundaries of the topic. Mahalakshmi scheme is there in Telangana, even it is introduced in AP, right? So what is your project coverage, scope? Whether you have studied in total Telangana or including Telangana and AP, or your studies confined to only few districts or few areas, that is scope. Problem statement. Generally, at graduation level, we are not going to include this. Problem statement means with the before going to the research, the researcher will identify the problem, right? See, if there is a requirement only, we'll go for the research. రైట్ మహాలక్ష్మి స్కీమ్ గురించి లేకపోతే డిజిటల్ మార్కెటింగ్ గురించి రిస్క్ అండ్ రిటర్న్స్ ఆఫ్ షేర్స్ గురించి ఇనీషియల్ పబ్లిక్ ఆఫర్స్ గురించి చదివేటప్పుడు why you want to study, is there any problem, and that problem if you have identified, you have to write it as a problem of statement from where you have raised this topic, right? So problem of statement you have to mention, review of literature as I have already mentioned, related to topic, the previous studies which were done, you have to give citation and mention in the review of literature. Methodology. Methodology means research methodology. I think all these were already covered by Satish sir. Methodology, primary data, secondary data, right? Which data you are collecting and which tool you are using. Tool means statistical techniques, whether you are using average, correlation, standard deviation, index number, right? Probability, what you are using. Sometimes project can also use financial tools like comparative common size statements, break even analysis, ratio analysis, right? Risk returns calculations. All these are financial techniques. So what is the methodology you have used that you have to mention under introduction part? And what is the significance, why you want to study this topic? All these are going to be included under introduction part, right? That is introducing your topic, purpose, objectives, nature and scope, problem of statement, review of literature, research methodology, significance of study. Okay. Next, methodology. What is the methodology? Next part of the project is methodology. This comes under your first unit itself, but it should be mentioned very clearly. How you are doing the research? This methodology lo, how you are right from the collection of data till the presentation of data, whatever the methods, tools, techniques, presentation ways that you have used, all those are going to be included under the methodology, right? Yesterday in research, you might have learned research design, right? There are going to be different designs. Do you remember the research designs? Descriptive research, exploratory research, experimental research, or it can be case study. So what is the type of research design you have used? Which type of data you have collected? If it is a primary data, whether you have conducted interviews or questionnaires or experiments. If it is a secondary data, from where you have collected, from website, from books, from company reports, from other areas, right? What is the population or sample size? Population means the entire information which is related to the topic, the whole data. Sample means a group of, yes girls,
People.
of population, not the total population. A group of population is taken as sample. And again in sample also, there are sampling techniques. Sampling techniques గుర్తున్నాయా మీకు? In business statistics, you might have studied BST 1 లో వస్తాయి మీకు. Random sampling,
Random
cluster
sampling.
yeah, non-random sampling, stratified sampling. So which technique you have used in collection of this data, right? Data collection tools ఏం వాడారు మీరు? Nowadays we are using Google Forms, right? Enumerators, interviews, questionnaires, right? And data analysis techniques everyone might have used. మీ ప్రాజెక్ట్ రిపోర్ట్ లో యూజ్ చేసి ఉంటారు. At least one table, chart, graph, percentages, statistical formulas, right? వాడారా అందరూ? Have you used this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, these are data analytical techniques. And especially you have to mention the time period, which we have mentioned in the scope, right? Because when the time period changes, the data becomes absolute. అంటే
Outdated.
ఒక్కొక్కసారి
Outdated.
అవుతుంది, ఒక్కొక్కసారి అవుట్డేటెడ్ అవుతుంది, రైట్? రైట్. And next one is analysis and interpretation. What is analysis? So the first unit, whatever we have uh, presented in the project report, that is introduction and methodology, which comes in the very first unit. Next, second unit you might have collected conceptual framework అని ఉంటుంది, లేదంటే కంపెనీ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ హిస్టరీ కూడా ఉంటుంది, రైట్? సో దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ మ్యాండేటరీ, right? According to the requirement, we can add that unit, otherwise we can leave it. But the next part is analysis and interpretation. This is most important because your total project work lies in this particular unit. Whatever the objectives you have drawn, whatever the conclusions you are going to give, whole will depend on this unit, right? Analysis and interpretation part are the heart of your project, right? And what it includes: presentation of that data. See, most of you might have collected information. మీరు ఎలాగైతే క్వశ్చనర్ లో కలెక్ట్ చేశారో, లేకపోతే ఇంటర్వ్యూలో కలెక్ట్ చేశారో, లేకపోతే సెకండరీ డేటా కింద వెబ్సైట్ లో కానీ కంపెనీ వెబ్సైట్ లో కానీ తీసుకొచ్చినప్పుడు, హ్యావ్ యూ ప్రెసెంటెడ్ ద టోటల్ డేటా యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ద ప్రాజెక్ట్ రిపోర్ట్? No, right? Are you using online platform? Someone will say yes, someone will say no, right? 20 members will say yes, 5 members will say no. ఆ 20 ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ నేమ్ ఇచ్చి ఎస్ అండ్ నో ఇవ్వవు. మనం ఏం చెప్తాం దాన్ని? అవుట్ ఆఫ్ 25, 20 are using online platforms for learning and 5 are not utilizing, right? That you are going to present in table form or chart form or graph form or bar or line diagrams. There are different ways of presenting the information, data presentations. మీరు ఆల్రెడీ ఇవన్నీ బిజినెస్ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ లో చదివారు, రైట్? సో ప్రెజెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ డేటా అండ్ అనాలిసిస్. అనాలిసిస్ చేయాలి అని అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు యూజ్ ద టెక్నిక్స్. As we have already discussed, there are statistical techniques like percentage, average. Averages లో కూడా you have mean, median, mode, geometric mean, right? అవన్నీ గుర్తున్నాయా? Next, frequency distribution, trend analysis, comparison of results. Or you can use the financial techniques like ratio analysis, comparative and common size, budgeting, inventory control methods, break-even analysis, right? Or standard costing. These are what here? Analytical tools. So analysis and interpretation, presentation and analysis and interpretation of results also. Whatever you have collected with the help of techniques, you are making into a refined way, you are presenting in a concise way, and out of that you are going to give the interpretations. Out of 25, out of 50, out of 100, how many are positive, how many are negative, how many are using it, how many are not using it, right? So all these questions will be answered and that will be presented in the form of interpretations, right? Next, we are going to compare objectives or hypothesis. See, in the very first unit, we are going to frame the objective, right? If your objective is framed according to that, whether you have collected the information, and according to that, whether you are using the tool and analyzing it or not, right? That you have to check it. Hypothesis. See, most of the times, researchers will frame the hypothesis. Yesterday, you might have covered the hypothesis. So first, before starting the research, wherever there is practicality is not possible, if the objective is not possible, there they are going to frame hypothesis to test that practicality. So null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis are going to be framed, and your work is always compared with the framed hypothesis or objectives. And wherever there is a significant change, if you observe, those changes you have to mention under analysis part. Sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes to down. And these implications, which are more important, you have to mention it as a specific highlight. And discussion of findings. Out of this total interpretations, you have to discuss what are your findings. As it is, whatever there in the graph, or as it is, whatever there in the picture, you may not mention in a lengthy way. You have to present in a findings way that I have found this. Mahalakshmi scheme is beneficiary for the women, those who are using road transportation for day-to-day transactions, right? So this is your finding. అంతే కానీ 50 questions or 100 questions, that comes under data collection, and your technique comes under your analysis. Sometimes you can use the visual aids also. Visual aids, including videos also, are including pictures and diagrams also. So all these are included under analysis and interpretation. Next, come to the findings. Shall I stop here or shall I continue? Sir,
Ma'am,
are you there?
some questions and we'll continue.
Yes, I'm on platform, madam. Students,
Yes, sir.
are you interested to listen or shall we take a break today? Hello? As your wish, madam. If you are ready to continue for 5 to 10 minutes, you continue. Students
sir.
are asking for stop.
Okay, sir. So
As your
shall I
wish, madam.
continue?
As your wish, madam. Continue,
Yes,
madam.
girls.
You continue. You
Yeah,
continue
okay,
5 to 10
okay,
minutes or whatever you wish to deliver, you deliver, madam.
okay, sir. For this slide, I'll continue, and from tomorrow, I'll continue the next slide.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Next comes to the findings part, specific part. So what are the analysis and interpretation, whatever we have studied? The last stage is findings. So how do you get the findings? What should be there in the findings? Findings lo em undali? Not the total data we have collected, right? Not the analytical tools that we have used, not the pictures, right? Not the graphs, not the pie charts, not the lines, but it should be presented in a particular statement, right? And the statements that you have to present, depending on the observations, depending on the analysis, that depending on the facts that you have done in your analytical part, that is called findings, right? And these findings are going to be arised from the analysis part only. They are not separate, but you are going to concise your total analysis part and you are going to present as your final finding, right? So the main outcome, see, I have given example also. If a project report is done, or if a research is done on the satisfaction of employees from on work from home. So what are the findings? 80% of employees reported satisfaction with the new work from home policy. So they have done a research and they have given a finding that it is giving more satisfaction if it is followed, right? Similarly, facts and evidences also. Sometimes you have to mention the observed facts or the observed evidences. See, the company has recorded a 15% increase in sales during the first quarter. So they, instead of giving 1 lakh sales in first quarter and 1 lakh 50,000 in the second quarter, they are going to mention as increased percentage. That is as a evidence, right? That is included as finding. Next, data presentation. So whatever the data or graphs or charts, whatever you have prepared, that also you are going to interpret, right? The above diagram says 50% of the respondents have given positive response. 50% have given negative response. That is data presentation. Observations. Observations means the patterns, the trends, are the lines, whatever the changes you are observing. Sometimes if you follow the prices, you can observe a sudden increase, a sudden fall, right? That is called as patterns, ups and downs. See here it is given customers age 18 to 25 preferred online payment methods over cash. Out of the total population, what is the pattern? What they are saying, 18 to 25 are preferring more to pay through online instead of cash. That is the pattern, that is the trend they have observed. Now, statistical results. Sometimes based on the calculations also, మనం calculate చేస్తుంటాం. Average, correlation, index number, standard deviation, coefficient of variation. Just by looking at the result also, we can conclude. Suppose if I say the correlation between the demand and price is minus 0.8. Minus 0.8. So what does it mean? Demand and price is minus 0.8. It has a negative relation. Price and demand both have negative relation. So when you are presenting the statistical information also, it is fine. Next, comparison of data, right? Instead of comparing individually or whole data, you have to present. See, sales in urban areas were 25% higher than in rural areas. So we have studied the sales in rural areas and in urban areas. But what are our findings? It is more in urban areas. And sometimes you have to present in a objective way also. Objective way means it should be related to your objective. Suppose if your objective is to know the risk return of SBI share, right? What are the risks and what are the returns of SBI share for a particular period? Let us say for a month of March 2026. Right? What should be your finding? Your finding should be related to price, that is risk and return. Right? Price and profit of the SBI share in that particular month. So your objective, whatever the objective you have established, related to that only, you are going to give the findings. Okay, ma? So findings and a few more slides are also there. Conclusions are going to be there. Suggestions are also going to be there. So that we are going to discuss in tomorrow's class. Any doubts related to today's topics?
No, man.
Are you able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so shall I conclude here? If any queries are there, please ask me.
Can we go to question answer?
Yeah, please ask the questions.
He may
See,
he may
research.
ask multiple choice questions. In my assumption, the question may
Yes,
be not
pardon, please.
for the question connecting of question answer session. He may ask
Sir,
you, ma'am, objective type questions.
objective type question. Sir, tomorrow I'll give the objective questions, sir. I have prepared it at the
Okay, ma'am.
end of the
Okay,
session.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Welcome, madam. The student what asked is not responding. That's why I came into
Acha,
picture.
acha. Okay, sir. Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
So he asked
Thank
the
you.
question and did not respond to your again question.
Yeah, students might be bored with the lecture, sir. They need
No, ma'am.
a
No, ma'am.
multiple
No, ma'am.
choice
No,
questions.
ma'am. The
Cannot go
not
on.
like that. The students are very enthusiastic and did you observe, madam? Shall I stop now for that? Three responses came for us. One
Yes, sir.
response only to stop immediately. Two responses,
Sir.
please continue, madam. So students are
Oh,
very
thank you.
eager and
Thank you so much, sir.
enthusiastic, madam, to know something to write examination. That
Yes,
is their
sir. Yes,
intention.
sir.
But I
Thank you.
have been
Thank you.
observing the students who are on the platform, they are enthusiastic, they are not feel boredom because of they are expecting from our lecture is how to get more marks from this lecture. In that
Yes, sir.
aspect,
Definitely.
they are keenly listening our talk.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for
Right?
creating
Welcome.
platform and thank
Welcome,
you
madam.
for listening also, students. We'll continue, sir, tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you from organizing committee. We will continue tomorrow. We will speak a little bit other things from in tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you
Okay,
so
madam.
much.
Are you
Thank you
host
so
now?
much, students.
Are you host now, madam? You
Yeah,
are
I'll
only the host.
share. Yes, sir. I'll stop here.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
you end meeting, madam.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you. Thank
Just
you
you
so
end
much,
meeting,
sir.
madam. Welcome,
Thank
madam.
you so much, students.
It's we our responsibility to coordinate and you are giving support to the students. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
So I'm concluding this today's sessions. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Welcome. Close it, ma'am.